Hey everybody, welcome to episode 14 of We Like to Podcast.
Wait, 14?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Mm-hmm.
You double checked?
I checked it twice and thrice. All right, so it's been a while since our last episode. And, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to stop apologizing because it just keeps happening. And at this point, it's just going to kind of maybe always happen.
Yeah, I'm going to apologize, though, because I'm the one who actually likes you guys, and I want you to like me, too. So
if you're playing it like that.
I don't play it anyway. That's the way it is.
You're making me the bad guy.
I calls them as I sees them.
All right, that's fair enough.
But honestly, we have been very busy lately.
Seriously, really busy.
I know that we said we had a lot of big plans for the site and for the next podcast that, since there's been so much information that's come out lately and it's been so long since we've done one, we thought we'd better get just a podcast out to make sure that we don't miss this stuff and we don't wait too long for our next podcast. So we're going to kind of push all our big plans to the back burner right now.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to spread all this informational love to you.
Yes.
So let's get started with our week in review. So Nintendo has, along the lines of the Wii Remote straps, now released Wii Remote Jackets. What they are is basically a silicone rubber-based cover that goes over top of your Wii Remote that helps prevent slippage and also helps cushion the Wii Remote in case of droppage. So these things are all free of charge, and you can just head over to the Nintendo website, register your Wii serial number, and you can receive up to 4 Wii Remote Jackets free of charge from Nintendo. Mm-hmm. And apparently, this whole process is going to be costing Nintendo about $18 million. So please only order as much as you need.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of uncool. I mean, you can always get more later. I think.
Well, yeah, but like you were saying earlier, it's kind of like a drop in the hat
for
as
Nintendo.
Far as what Nintendo's been raking in on the Wii right now.
It's true, and we are, both Ben and I are of the mindset, like, neither of us have ever had anybody that we know, or even ourselves, have ever let go of the Wii Remote or really dropped the Wii Remote in any respect. So it's just, I mean, it's nice that they're doing this, but, I mean, there could be other better uses for that money.
Probably. Yeah. Like, I've got a good use for it in this next story. For all you people excited for Super Smash Brothers, who I don't know anyone who isn't, mm-hmm. I've got some good news and I've got some awful, terrible, terrible news, mm-hmm. which has been spread around, so you might already know. So I'll start with the good news, try to cushion the blow. We have, it's been officially announced that Sonic will be a playable character on Super Smash Brothers.
Yes!
So that's pretty awesome. It was a rumor for a little while that has been Miyamoto on over a dialogue had said yes, it's going to happen. And if you check it out, there's a little bit of a video. Do we have the video?
Yeah, we have the video.
A little bit of the video, and some of his special moves have been announced. So that's kind of cool. It's neat for all you Sega fans.
All right, now give him the bad.
Yeah, so you might be excited that Sonic's going to be a good playable character, but you're not going to get a chance to find out until February 10th. 2008. It's been pushed back, which is awful.
Very awful.
So
I was hoping for some Christmas Smash Brotherage.
Yes, me too. Some people on the forum calling me out and saying that you're going to beat me. I got to prove them wrong.
Well, you can try all you want, but
hey, who won in tennis? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, but who wins in bowling?
It's close-ish. Who wins in strikers?
We
could go all night long.
Yeah, this is true.
Okay. So, pretty much it's awful news that's been, before we said, oh, it's okay that they're putting these games back because we want to make sure they're good games, but it's just kind of getting ridiculous now.
Yeah, like, these are their bread and butter titles, and, I mean, it's understandable if one gets pushed back, but Galaxy's been pushed back, Metroid was pushed back, and now Smash Brothers is pushed back. I mean...
And whatever happened to Project Hammer? Like, I hear that one's still supposed to be coming out in 2008.
Last I heard, it was canceled, but who knows?
Yeah. So, I don't know, maybe that 18 million could have been put to some R&D on these games.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? So, anybody who uses the DS and DS demo stations to download DS demos to your DS, if I can say that any more times, the Wii will now, I think in about 2008, they're going to be releasing the ability to download DS demos on your Wii.
Sorry.
You have to keep count. All right, now you'll be able to download your demos to your Wii and transfer them over to your DS. I'm not saying it anymore.
Okay, I got 6. I don't know if I miscounted at the start, so you guys can... can tell us later.
All right. So for those people who own that portable system by Nintendo, uh, they can eventually in 2008 download demos directly from the Wii onto the DS. Damn, said it.
7. I got 7 now.
All right.
I'm sorry, everyone. That's actually some good information for people who own both systems.
Yeah, exactly.
Which are like the top 2 systems in the world of their kind.
The world.
Which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rockstar, everyone kind of knows the Manhunt controversy. We've been over it in some of our earlier podcasts. In Britain, has I don't know what the acronym stands for, so we'll have to write it across the screen because Arvin and his damn acronyms.
I love my acronyms.
So Rockstar is responding to the latest BBFC ban of the game. So I'm assuming it's some kind of a ratings system.
Yeah, it's like the MPAA and like RA.
Right, for the video games, but for those of you who are in Britain.
ESRB, sorry. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what they're saying is that they're challenging it, saying that okay, so adults can go see R-rated movies all they want. They can make their decision of what they want to see, how graphic these things that want to be. But you're banning these video games that aren't any worse than these movies. So pretty much they're just sticking it to them, saying, you know, look at, are you being hypocritical? How is this really going to work out? So
yeah, because unfortunately the Brits still aren't going to be getting Manhunt 2.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, yes, Rockstar did have to tone it down to get it released over here, but at least we're getting it. You know, we loves our blood.
It's true, we do. We're blood-hungry fools. So, in other Manhunt news, Rockstar is actually has a little contest going. So you can win a bloody Wii. Basically, they made some stickers.
Yeah.
It really is just like stickers on the side of the Wii and the Wii Remote and the nunchuck. But it looks all bloody and gory and like Manhunt 2-ish, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a free Wii.
It's a free Wii and a free 50-inch plasma TV. So if you head over to the Rockstar site, it's only open to U.S. residents though. So yeah, we're SOL.
Out, yeah. No luck for us.
No luck for us. So yeah, if you are a U.S. resident, you want to try and win yourself a Wii and a plasma, hit up the website.
Right. Virtual console news. NeoGeo games are now available, which that's kind of cool. Just more things going on. We've got so far like Sega and Nintendo, old Nintendo systems and TurboGrafx 16, and now we got NeoGeo, and it's just hopefully we're going to be continuing this trend because I'm really hoping Saturn games come.
It's true. I mean, even if they're emulated like by sticking in CDs, that'd be
yeah.
cool too.
I mean, there's some of those games that I would really like to play again.
Yeah, the only thing that this whole NeoGeo thing brings up for me is that the absolute need for an external storage system.
Yes.
Because the NeoGeo games are big.
Yes.
And if they keep bringing out systems like this, you're going to run out of room on your Wii and your SD cards really fast.
Absolutely true.
So I mean, they really have to push that over.
Yeah.
If you were greeted by a blue light on your Wii a couple weeks ago, it's because we got new firmware updates for your Wii, and I recommend that you download and update your system because the updates to the Opera web browser are awesome. Basically, you run the updates and you run the updates for the system, and then you go to the Wii Shop channel and download the newer updated version of the browser. And the things that are included are full USB keyboard support. This is a major update. Last time we hinted at it that a few of them were working, but now it's 100% supported, and not just on the Wii message channel, but also in the browser itself. So you can browse and have a full keyboard at your disposal. The other cool things, though, are the ability to copy, highlight text, and also share links with friends. So anybody that's already in your Wii address book, you can send them links and other information directly from the Opera channel browser. Other little things that they've changed include, one thing I noticed is a lot of people were upset that they went with a 24-hour clock on the last update. People that, can't read time that way, which is kind of the way I've been doing it for a long time. But they changed it back to a 12-hour clock, so now it says 5 o'clock p.m. instead of 1700 hours. So yeah, just little updates. They've updated they had to fix the Everybody Votes channel for the new update as well. So make sure if you use that channel that you download it as well.
Yeah, I'll just say that when I first saw that you should go, it says go on the virtual shopping channel and download these things. First time I did it, I went in and I noticed it said already downloaded, and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't sure I downloaded it the first time, but I didn't get anything new. You actually have to go past that, and then it gives you an update. So on the initial screen, when you bring up for the Everybody Votes channel, for example, and it comes up as it says you've downloaded it, you got to click on it anyway.
Yeah.
And then it has a little update.
Yeah, it says update, like in red letters, I believe. It'll say
Right.
update there, and so just download it again.
Just because, not technical me, I kind of fuddled with that for a while until I found it.
It's all good.
Yeah. So one of the coolest things I think I've ever seen ever, and hopefully we got the video going for this one.
It'll be rolling.
Yeah, it's too bad you can't listen to the audio either. I definitely suggest checking out at least the first of this. The Bowling Tournament. Ericsson, which is like a retirement community. I don't know if it's entirely a retirement community, but that's what it seems to be to me.
Yeah. I think they're a company that owns retirement.
Right.
They're big company.
So they're like a chain that owns retirement communities, has set up within their different homes a Wii Bowling Tournament, which is awesome. And it's got commentary, and it's got these big crowds watching these people bowl. And like one of our first stories, I think it was even our first episode, we were talking about how great it was that these retirement homes were using Wiis to get people active, and people didn't have to go somewhere if they have trouble. Like there shows a woman who has to sit in a chair to bowl. If you've got trouble moving around, you can't go to a bowling alley anymore, it seems to be a big hassle, you can have a whole tournament on the Wii. I mean, that's really cool. And they're using the Wii as advertisement for the types of things that they do in these communities to get people to come there. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah, and everybody seemed extremely into it, and nobody's the nice thing is nobody seems to be afraid of the technology.
It's true.
And it gives them a little bit of a learning curve, and then once they've got it, everybody can just have fun with it. And I think that's the philosophy of the whole Wii mentality. The even the word itself, Wii, they wanted it to be groups of people and everybody getting together. So
yeah. Anyway, it's just watch it. It's cool.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Yeah.
So, for all of you Mac users who haven't been able to stream media to your Wii, there is a solution. Unfortunately, it comes at a little bit of a price. It's a new product called WeTransfer, which is made by some independent group that developed software for the Mac, and basically it works just like the Orb streaming media service and allows you to connect via the Wii web browser to your Mac and stream media that's already on your iTunes, including photos, music, and video. But on top of that, they also have a few extra features, and that is a Wii conversion utility, just like the one that we taught you a while ago about converting media to use on SD cards, so you can actually convert your videos in that program as well. And on top of that, they also allow you to transfer your saved games on your SD cards from your SD card on your Wii to a file on your machine, so you can back up all of your saved games there too. Nice little product, but unfortunately it does come at a price. I think it's about $20. It's not the most expensive thing in the world, but it is going to cost you a little bit.
It seems pretty neat, though. It seems like it's really functional.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's worth it.
I know. I hope. I actually did download the demo and I tried it out. It does work really well. So it follows any program that's built on the Mac. Usually they always have really solid developers. So if the program does what it does well, so I can vouch for it in that respect.
All right. So we've got the three major systems out there, right? We've got the PlayStation, we've got the Microsoft Xbox, and we've got the Nintendo Wii, right? And right now, coming out of Japan, the Wii seems to be dominating everything, right? So Japan's got this.
Yes.
But now China has said that they've got a new system. It's just as revolutionary as the Wii. It's got the same kind of revolutionary control interface, right? And it's got almost the same name. It's called the V, and it looks the same, and it's cheaper, and it's pretty much a copy of the Wii.
So what are you trying to say here, man?
China copied the Wii.
Nice.
And they called it a V, and I hope there's no lead in the paint.
It's just funny. It's just funny to see what comes out overseas sometimes.
It is.
It really is.
I don't think there's any way that Wii games would play on it. I don't think that's even possible to conceive.
No.
Like there isn't even an optical sensor, it doesn't look like, on the system itself.
Yeah, it's basically just a Chinese knockoff of, you know, that you see, way back in the day you saw it when the Nintendo and Super Nintendo and stuff was out all the time. You saw stuff like this. Just independent people putting out stuff that's very similar and just to try and break into some kind of a market share.
Right, but I tell you what, I will never, ever. I'm wary of Chinese products just because, you know, I've got nothing personally against China. I think, you know, obviously half the things I own are probably made in China.
Yeah.
But something like if you've seen any of the new car crash tests for some of these things, and some of the recalls that have been going on lately,
I'll put it up.
Yeah, it's just scary.
Yeah.
It's cutting corners has come to an extreme cost. I mean, in an economy that they're starting to pay people better salaries, they're trying to find new ways to cut corners, and I'm frightened.
You should be. Anyway, that's the political commentary on, not even political.
Vote for me.
Yeah. 2009, maybe, right?
Yes.
All right. So one interesting discovery that was recently made about the Wii Remote, and this is really
cool.
Interesting, yeah, is that the Wii Remote actually has embedded on it a little sound processing chip. So but one thing people mentioned is the fact that there's no actual microphone. So it can actually process audio that's passed to it, but it can't really do anything with it just yet. It can pass that information on to the Wii, but it can't. But right now we have no real input source. So the discovery was made, and we're hoping that in the future other nunchuck-style attachments will come out that incorporate things like sound, like a microphone.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of karaoke-type games and whatnot that are coming out, and I mean, on other consoles, and I'm sure that this could easily be done on the Wii as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just shows that, you know, maybe there's more to this than we thought originally.
Yeah, who knows what kind of hardware lies underneath that little white plastic. But hey, but to keep up with our own kind of, you know, having to do reviews and you know, and wanting to give information to you guys on our perspectives, our very own Ben Bratzel is providing us with his DDR Hottest Party review.
That's Dance Dance Revolution, by the way.
Yes, Mr. I hate acronyms.
I do.
So here's Ben with our DDR Hottest Party, Dance Dance Revolution Hottest Party review.
Thank you.
Hey guys, Ben Bratzel here, coming at you with my first video review. Now, if any of you remember my first review on the website, I'm a rhythm game fanatic. I love them, and it all started with Dance Dance Revolution. So today, I'll be taking a quick look at Konami's latest Wii wonder, Dance Dance Revolution Hottest Party. By now, any gamer worth his salt should have at least heard of DDR, so I'll only quickly go over the basics. The concept of the game is simple. The top of the screen has outlines of 4 arrows on it, one for each direction. As the gameplay progresses, 4 columns of arrows scroll up the screen. When one of these arrows reaches its hollowed out top of the screen counterpart, you must step on the corresponding arrow on your dance mat on the floor. You step on the arrows in time with the accompanying music, and the more accurate your stepping is, the better your score is. That pretty well covers the basics of Dance Dance Revolution, but how does the new game stack up against the old ones? Now, there are 2 things that any tried and true Dance Dance fan will notice when they first turn this game on. First, Konami has taken full advantage of the Wiimote and Chuck and integrated them into the dance steps, so not only do you get to dance with your feet, but your hands as well. The second thing that any fan will notice is that all of the old classic Dance Dance songs are not included in this mix. Instead, we have some pretty decent covers of a variety of North American songs spanning the last few decades. So those are the basics of what's new, so let's quickly move on to the gameplay. The screen is laid out exactly the same, which threw me at first. I kept expecting to see 2 more arrow slots at the top of the screen to indicate the hand motions. Turns out that in an effort to save space, as the new version of the game includes a 4-player mode, Konami has simply added hand markers. Now these hand markers will scroll up the screen just like the arrows do, except that the left hand marker will scroll up in the left column, and the right hand marker will scroll up in the right column. This took some getting used to at first. Every time a hand marker scrolled up the screen, since it was in the column for the feet, I instinctively moved my feet instead of my hands. After a round or 2 of getting used to it, the instinct went away and I was able to freely use both my hands and feet. Once the initial urge to only use my feet was gone, the gameplay felt very natural, and the addition of the hand motions added a new feel to the gameplay that was really starting to get kind of stale. Other than the addition of the hand markers, the gameplay has stayed basically the same, except for one very important new addition: gimmicks. Gimmicks are simple. Each song will have one of 5 different gimmicks, which further serves to make the gameplay a bit more unique. For example, the first gimmick is the double stomper gimmick. These are arrows that, when you hit them once, will scroll back down the screen slightly, causing you to have to step on them a second time. The second gimmick is the foot destructor markers. This is possibly one of the most annoying gimmicks, as it's completely counterintuitive to the rest of the game. When you see one of these, you must avoid stepping on it, or your score will go down. Now, I appreciate that Konami would take the time to add in things like this, but for the old school DDR like myself, they can be a bit cumbersome at times. So if you don't want to use these gimmicks, before you select your song, you can simply go to the options screen and disable them. Likewise, if you have more Dantomats than you do Wiimotes and Chucks, you can also disable the hand markers from the same menu. So overall, I'd have to say that the pros for this version are the addition of the hand markers and the addition of the gimmicks. Both of these add kind of a new way to play an old style of game. The cons here aren't very surprising. If you want to truly play this version of the game the way it was meant to be played, you'll each need a dance mat, a Wiimote, and a Chuck. This can get kind of pricey. Also, it would have been nice to have at least a few of the old songs thrown in the mix. The new songs are great and all, but I do sort of miss the old ones. Possibly one of the most annoying cons of this game is that you cannot back out of a song once you've started playing. More than once, we've accidentally started a song on the wrong difficulty and played through it anyways just because it would have been faster than resetting the game. Lastly, the graphics really haven't changed much, and quite frankly, the options that you have for background dancers are kind of ugly. Overall, I'd have to give this new version of Dance Dance Revolution an 8 out of 10.
Well, thank you, Ben, for your review of DDR Hottest Party.
Yeah, you give Ben's a good name.
They're good people.
Most of them, I would say yes.
Yeah, you got a couple of those bad eggs every now and then.
Happens.
So I guess there's one thing left to do in this episode.
We're gonna do it.
I think we have to.
Let's bash the PS3.
And so,
well, there's really not that much left to say. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of news, and we've already been bashing it pretty much every episode.
Yeah.
But the one major thing that's happened so far is that they've finally started taking people's advice and they lowered the price.
Yeah, and so now instead of the $6.99 that it started out at, and then the lower version was cheaper, now the highest version is at $4.99 Canadian.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I mean, is a significant drop.
It is.
Overall. But it's just still not enough.
It is. It's still an expensive system.
It is.
And the thing is when they were at $699 for the top system, they were complaining that they're losing money on this system, that, like, you know, people are saying it's too much money, but they're losing so much money on this top-of-the-line revolutionary system. How much money are they losing now?
Exactly, because I haven't heard of them using any new manufacturing processes or finding any cheaper parts. I mean, Blu-ray dies and all that kind of stuff, they're still really expensive. That's why the prices haven't come down, but they keep trudging along.
Yeah.
Keep beating that horse until it's just not able to walk anymore.
We're just gonna have to see how Sony plays it.
Yeah. So I mean, at this point, we still can't justify it.
No.
Not one bit. So yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's pretty much it. Wanted to thank the people and just say awesome for having the forums be so active lately.
It's exploded.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. And so now what we want to know is, do you want more sections? Somebody emailed us a while back asking if we could add more sections to the forums. And so if you have any ideas, or if you have anything that you want us to put up there, or sections that you want us to add, let us know. We'll do that for sure. And I, for one, I'm going to try at least to check out the forums at least once a day.
I'll try.
Yeah.
To check forums when I can.
All right. I'm Marvin.
I'm Ben.
Thanks for watching We Like the Podcast.